Well, hello, everyone. My name is MightyStream, and I'm going to do your March the 22nd just for today in a meditation. If you need to reach me, feel free to do so at recoveryofhope21@gmail.com. Now, let's go ahead and get into the meditation. All right. The title of the meditation is The Principle of Self-Support. In our addiction, we were dependent upon people, places, and things. We looked to them to support us and supply the things we found lacking in ourselves. That comes from the basic text, pages 70 through 71. In the animal kingdom, there's a creature that thrives on others. It is called a leech. It attaches itself to people and takes what it needs. When one victim brushes the leech off, it simply goes to the next. In our act of addiction, we behaved similarly. We drained our families, our friends, and our communities. Consciously or unconsciously, we sought to get something for nothing from virtually everyone we encountered. When we saw the basket passed at our first meeting, we may have thought, self-support? Now, what kind of odd notion is this? As we watched, we noticed something. These self-supporting addicts were free. By paying their own way, they had earned the privilege of making their own decisions. By applying the principle of self-support in our personal lives, we gain for ourselves the same kind of freedom. No longer does anyone have the right to tell us where to live because we pay our own rent. We can eat, wear, or drive whatever we choose because we provide it for ourselves. Unlike the leech, we don't have to depend on others for our sustenance. The more responsibility we assume, the more freedom we'll gain. Just for today, there are no limits to the freedom I can earn by supporting myself. I will accept personal responsibility and pay my own way today. Let's take a moment of silence, followed by the we version of the Serenity Prayer. Moment of silence now, please. Thank you. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things that we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Just for today, please and thank you. Again, we're talking about self-support, being fully self-supporting, not fully self-sufficient. We're talking about the level of freedom that comes when we start being responsible for ourselves. Personal responsibility increases one's self-esteem and level of freedom or sense of freedom. I believe it's better said sense of freedom, because you can be in a box, a prison, and you can have a greater sense of freedom than some of the individuals that are in free society, but locked up in a self-made prison within their own minds and spirit. So I would rather say the sense of freedom is something that increases. I personally believe that it increases when an individual begins to be self-supporting. When we first came around to Narcotics Anonymous, we were like leeches. We sucked everyone around us dry. And notice it mentions here even our communities. excuse me, which is one of the reasons I believe that doing community service is a good thing. So, where are you at in regards to this today? Are you finding the longer that you're clean, the more self-supporting you become and the greater level of freedom you feel? I hope so, because there are no limits to freedom, especially the freedom you can earn by supporting yourself. Today, we accept personal responsibility and we pay our own way today. No one looks at us today saying, oh, I don't have enough to barely support myself, less known them. People don't look at us like that today. Matter of fact, if anything, when people need assistance or help, you might find yourself being one of the first people they come to. And that is one of the beautiful things about our recovery, just one of many. My name is Mighty Stream. I've enjoyed talking to you. I'm a bit winded, so let me let you go, but have a beautiful day on purpose. I intend to.